What really happened to Bjorn? Which historical character might play a more important role than we thought? Why is the same actress playing two different characters? And what do we know about the Vikings spin-off? Hi, I'm Joe. Let's go find all this out. Did Bjorn pass on to Valhalla? The first part of Vikings Season 6 shocked us more than once. Of course, we always knew about the prophecy, but still, we hoped Lagertha would live at least a little bit longer. And as if that wasn't enough, the deadly mid-season finale twist left us wondering, did that really just happen? Did Ivar actually kill Bjorn, or will he somehow survive that wound? Alexander Ludwig admitted that he discussed his character's fate with the show creator Michael Hurst many times. "I wanted Bjorn to go at the hands of somebody like Ivar," shared the actor, and also added that it was a really genius move because nobody expected it. And although things certainly don't look good for the King of Kattegat, Ludwig said that Bjorn Ironside wouldn't go without a fight. Whether or not he's still alive, you will see a version of Bjorn in some way, shape, or form, he revealed. Also, Alexander Ludwig shared on his Instagram stories an on-set photo that seemed to confirm that his character doesn't die on the battlefield. In the snap, the actor sports Bjorn's scars and tattoos, and he is also wearing a long gray beard and gray hair, which suggests that, despite the odds, the Viking actually makes it to an old age. Meanwhile, the Vikings creator offered us even more optimism. Speaking with ET Online about Bjorn and King Harald's fate, Michael Hurst confirmed that we can't be sure of any character's death until we see the body. "I'm not saying that they are both still alive, but they could absolutely still be alive because we haven't seen them dead yet." So how exactly could Bjorn survive this seemingly deadly blow? One theory goes that the entire battle between Norway and the Rus might have only taken place in Bjorn's head. And this fits in with Michael Hurst's advice to not count out the King of Kattegat yet. Right after the premiere of the mid-season finale, he teased to TV Guide that although it was an extraordinary episode, a number of things that we thought were true might prove not to be quite true. Is there redemption for Ivar the Boneless? There were some comments that Ivar is just a two-dimensional character and he's not as interesting as Ragnar was. However, the show's creator promised in an interview with Variety that the viewers are going to learn a lot more about Ivar in Season 6 and see things we've never expected from him. Does this mean that despite all the terrible things he's done, Ivar is still capable of change? Michael Hurst says he is. "I'm very pleased with the way his character deepens and changes. He's still Ivar, and he's still unpredictable and crippled in many ways. But we do see these other aspects in him emerging." Talking to TV Guide, Alexander Ludwig confirmed that by the end of the series, Ivar will absolutely regret the mistakes he's made in the past, because even a sociopath like Ivar has some sort of depth to him. And according to Alex Høgh Andersen, redemption is going to be Ivar's main goal during the second half of Season 6. "I think he's a broken boy on the inside, and probably more broken on the inside than he is on the outside," he said. "And that's partly because he hates himself and he's not happy. So redemption would be a way to get there." Moreover, the sociopathic character seems to have been set on a redemptive arc already, thanks to his surprisingly healthy relationship with young Prince Igor. However, many fans doubt that it would be enough, considering his maybe killing of Bjorn. Why did Hvitserk join Ivar again? The traumatized and driven to madness Hvitserk reunited with his brutal brother in the first part of Season 6. Many were baffled by this twist, especially considering the terrible death of his lover Thora, among other awful things done by Ivar. According to Michael Hurst, Hvitserk is now mostly driven by his choice to not stay with Ubba and join Ivar instead. It worries him, and at the same time, it perplexes Ivar. "They both come to feel that the gods mean one of them to kill the other," said the show's creator. And while this storyline continues to consume Hvitserk, he does grow as a character, developing an identity that's very mature and different from what we know. This process is both fascinating and frightening at the same time, because before that he has to do terrible things, whether he means it or not, like killing Lagertha. So, did Hvitserk forgive Ivar for what he did, or is he planning his revenge? Speaking to TV Guide, Michael Hurst promised an extraordinary end to this character's remarkable journey through the series. Of course, we don't know for sure if Hvitserk would kill his brother, but that would be karma with a capital K. What's the true connection between Katya and Freydis? Vikings is a true-to-life show, so doppelgangers don't exist there. But ever since Katya's introduction, fans can't stop speculating about the similarity between her and Freydis. Both characters are played by Alicia Agneson, so what hides behind their likeness? According to the actress, there had already been quite a big spoiler earlier in the series. First, when Ivar asked Hvitserk if he saw a similarity between Katya and Freydis, and also in the episode where Victor joined the group in Russia. In fact, he couldn't see the likeness between Freydis and Katya. The only one who actually sees it is Ivar. The same thing happened, so it doesn't seem as though it's all in Ivar's head, Agneson told Metro. I suppose you don't really know yet, but it's in the eye of the beholder. Anyways, it freaks Ivar out completely, as he thinks Katya is the resurrected soul of his dead wife that is haunting him. Michael Hurst revealed that although Katya is not Freydis, there is a deep, rich, and strange relationship between her and Ivar. But the truth behind it will only be revealed in the final episodes. Did Floki escape that cave? The entire storyline of Floki traveling to Iceland wasn't very well received by the fans, so it's quite understandable that despite Gustaf Skarsgard's Instagram post stating that Floki might not have made it out of the cave and that he didn't show up in the first part of Season 6, fans still fervently believe that Floki will come back. And here's a hint that he might. According to the site SoundtrackTracklist.com, track 26 of the Vikings Season 6 soundtrack album is titled Floki Tells of Why He Left Iceland. Isn't that a pretty big clue that he survives? The Vikings creator teased that there's more than meets the eye to the death of Floki and what happened in Iceland. Most probably, Ubba and his wife Torvi will find him, although it's unlikely that they will be the ones who rescue him from beneath a volcano. Michael Hurst explained that he always wanted to go back to Iceland, so Ubba and Torvi will go on a journey there and beyond. And as for Floki, a popular fan theory goes that the famous boat builder will become the next seer. As you might remember, back in Season 4, after being punished by Ragnar by Viking water torture, the devastated Floki went to ask the Oracle about his future. Surprisingly, the seer licked Floki's hand as a sign of respect and told him that he had been waiting for him for a long time in the space between life and death. At the time, both Floki and the viewers were equally confused by this, but now it makes sense if it means he would fill that void of a godlike figure that the seer is. The rise of a probably very important character. History fans got really excited about seeing a real-life legend join the Vikings saga. Eric the Red was introduced in the first part of the final season, and his name implies that he's going to play an important role into the rest of the final season of Vikings, and most probably beyond it as well. So who is he? Erik Thorvaldsson, better known as Eric the Red for his red hair and possibly his hot temper, was one of the most famous Vikings of all time. It was he who founded the first Norse settlement on Greenland after he was found guilty of manslaughter and exiled from Iceland. His TV counterpart has some big plans too. Actually, Bjorn should hardly trust Eric. As the actor who portrays the newcomer explains, he's got his own agenda too. He has to look out for himself. And when King Harold was wounded on the battlefield, it was Eric who scooped up his crown. We'll find out if he hands it over to Bjorn when the second part of the final season airs, because real-life history isn't helpful in this case. Fans of Vikings already know that the show creator Michael Hurst has adapted historical characters and changed timelines for dramatic purposes. In fact, there's no evidence to suggest that the actual Eric the Red and Bjorn Ironside ever crossed paths, because they lived in different centuries. However, including Eric in the series could serve to set up the Vikings spin-off, Vikings Valhalla. Is it really the end of Vikings? It's hard to believe, but when it premiered in 2013, Vikings was intended to be a mini-series. And only now, 7 years later, the show is coming to an end. So how long do we have to wait for the final 10 episodes of Season 6? The filming of the final episode wrapped long before the pandemic in November last year. But an official release date for the second half of the show hasn't been set yet. All we know is that the remaining 10 episodes are slated to air in 2020, so we'll probably have to wait until late fall to find out what's going to happen to Bjorn and the rest of the Vikings. But there's also good news. A spin-off to the series is currently in the works. By the way, Michael Hurst revealed an in-joke about the name of the upcoming series. I seem to be killing off so many major characters that I would have to do another show called Valhalla and bring back all the people I'd killed off. Just like the original series, the new show will feature a famous Viking, and it'll be Leif Erikson, who's actually the son of Eric the Red. Erikson is believed to be the first European to discover North America. long before Christopher Columbus. His sister Freydis accompanied him on this voyage, so we'll have a chance to see yet another fierce female warrior on screen. Do you have your own theories about the final part of Vikings? Don't be shy to share them in the comments. And thank you for staying with Awesome Movies.